What's up, guys? Quick video tonight that I just had to get this out there. As you guys long know, if you've been watching my show, one of the people I cannot stand, there's a whole lot of them, and I constantly am trying to expose fake influencers to you guys, whether they're shills, whether they're just out for themselves, whatever it is. There's so many of them, and it's really important to know who's on our side, who's not. And so every chance I get, I try to expose these people because, it's just, it's not good. It's not good to have people out there being fake just to make money off of us or just to change the narrative or whatever. But tonight, the ones I like the least, the biggest frauds there are, well, it's good old Nick Fuentes. I can't stand the man. And Nick is a fraudster in the biggest sense of the word. He's even though he's right about some things, it's his whole demeanor and his results that are wrong. And the guy is totally fake in so many ways. But tonight he was exposed big time by Milo Yiannopoulos, who I don't know what happened with Milo. We just woke up and was pissed off. But Milo and Candace Owens tonight jumped in as well, as you'll see in a second. But Milo spent the night exposing Nick in every single way on X with receipts. And we're just going to go through some of the best stuff here shared by Milo to show you just what a total absolute fraud Nick Fuentes is, why he should not be taken seriously, and why he's actually way more harmful than helpful to America first, to well, obviously he's gone full on against the Trump administration. He's full on Israel tard in the worst way. Again, Israel's does a lot of terrible things, but they're not as bad as Nick says. Nick's a racist. He's a closet homosexual. I mean, he's many of the things that are the worst aspects of humanity. I just don't know how else to say it. Anyways, let's go through it because Milo just absolutely destroyed him tonight. So one of the big things with Nick is the Jan 6 stuff. So Milo exposes Nick's whole experience with Jan 6 and leaves a lot questions here. So he says the FBI collected evidence enough to charge Nick Fuentes after Jan 6. Justice may have even drafted the indictment, but never filed. Fuentes alone sashayed away from Jan 6 unscathed and unbothered. How? Why? There's only one plausible answer. Yeah, he's a Fed. He's an informant. I mean, it keeps going. No charges. So this is Nick Fuentes on Jan 6 in this video right here, calling him out.
It appears we are taking the Capitol back.
You can argue this is one of the worst offenses of anybody at the Capitol yelling these words out. And yet no charges. Nick was one of the 30 or so confidential informants working for the FBI in Jan 6 to entrap Trump voters. His victims were tortured for years in jail. At least 5 are dead. This is true. That's one of the reasons Trump pardoned the J6ers, because Fuentes is trash. I mean, he just like as it says here, I mean, he allowed so many others to go and have their lives ruined, have their health ruined. I mean, locked away for years, just absolutely despicable stuff from the Biden administration, how they treated these people, which is why Trump ultimately pardoned all of them, even though there were a few that, might have been a little violent, might have hit a cop, something like that. I mean, it's so hard to get the true story on any of this, but the fact is that it was a sham. And I mean, look, we'll just keep going. I mean, barely anything that happened on January 6th was a crime. It didn't matter because 1 in 20 convicted Jan 6ers committed some sort of minor crime. They even arrested people not in D.C., but not Fuentes. And then there's the whole lie about Fuentes having his money stolen. I mean, taken by the party, which absolutely, didn't happen. At least not the way he says it does. How did he get him to unfreeze it? Yeah, there's only one way. Informing. That just doesn't happen. Ask when it was unfrozen, ask for proof, lying to fans every day, taking cash off teens, claiming his account was frozen 6 months after he got it back. Such a big deal. Elon Musk even chimed in. Doesn't make sense the FBI would leave Fuentes alone unless he's an asset of some kind. Yeah, you think so? Elon Musk calling it out? You think this guy's got data? I mean, he's got all the X receipts. He installed Nick Fuentes, let him come back, but you better believe he could see what's there. Even Ryan Dawson chimed in on this one. He constantly lies. Guys wants a 16-year-old to marry when he's 30 at a gay pedophile alley working with him. Best friends with Loomer. Race realist crowds caring about Palestine. Anyways, it goes on and on and on. But Milo bringing the receipts, calling them out, but everybody else started following. And it keeps going. When was the last time you heard of someone getting their money back from the government? Give me a break. In all likelihood, the money was itself from the government. The yarn about Fuentes appearing in the will of an anonymous French crypto donor is ridiculous. This guy, I'm so glad I don't watch Fuentes. I don't listen to him, so I don't know all the stories on this. But apparently he was saying that a crypto donor gave him $20 million. Yeah, okay. Candace calls him out here with this huge post right here. Lied about the reasons bank account frozen. Can't seem to explain why a random French guy gave him $250K. It's $250K, not $2 million. My bad. Worth of Bitcoin for committing suicide. Defends Macron, which is big to her. Lies about Jan 6 testimony. Never deny he worked with the feds on that day. Deny he was interviewed by them. Nick had a mysterious idea. People should storm the barricades, ignore police, take the Capitol. I mean, he's a Fed. He's a Fed. What more do you need to know? The Jan 6 stuff is damning, in my opinion. I don't even need to see anything else. I've never liked Fuentes. He's just, sometimes there's a character thing about him. Always rubbed me the wrong way. And I've seen some stuff on him before. I've told you guys, but this, I hadn't put together the Jan 6 stuff. I didn't even know he was there, to be honest with you. That's how little Nick Fuentes is in my attention span, my sphere of influence. But here's the deal. Anybody who could have been busted for Jan 6 was. Owen Schreier went to jail. I mean, come on. And then there's this. He claimed he was on a no-fly list, but, it wasn't because of the feds. He assaulted a stewardess, verbally assaulted a stewardess. He lied about the reason he was having difficulty flying airlines. He was never on a no-fly list. Asked to see proof. He isn't debanked. Known him for years. Milo helped him get a start. In fact, at one point, Milo even arranged a dinner for Fuentes with Trump. Milo and him used to be buds. They were close. So Milo's got all the receipts. He knows. Fuentes basically betrayed him, hired that guy, Ali, who is a pedophile, and just disgusted Milo. Milo ditched him, left him out, and now he's been mostly nice, but now he's letting it all rip. Here's the proof from the DOJ. I don't know how Milo gets this stuff, by the way, but it's crazy. A lot of you remember saying, Nick, the last bit of your paycheck second half of 2021 because he said the feds has money. Well, look at this. To whom it may concern, this office submitted a letter stating above reference accounts subject to seizure and forfeiture. We requested they be frozen, hereby withdrawing this request January 23rd. Why would you withdraw the request? Oh, probably because somebody is playing ball. Somebody's an informant. Somebody is a Fed. That's the only reason. And then Nick, the Jew hater, the Israel tard, the Jews are the most evil people in the world. Well, check this out. My favorite Nick story is how he's about to sell out his fan base, literally to the Jews. But screw the deal up. He couldn't resist tipping off the press to boast about a deal was signed. Childish incontinence cost him millions. Heartbreaking. Here's the story right here. Nick Fuentes was seconds away from selling his fans' data to Zionist billionaires. This stuff is unbelievable. This guy everything's about him's a lie. I mean, the one thing he's famous for that everybody on the, the Groiper types, they seem to love him for is that, he tells the truth about Israel. Oh yeah? Well, why, if somebody is for you, if somebody is a true believer, why would they be willing to do a deal with these people? You can't trust anything these people say once this stuff comes out. And I've been trying to wake you guys up to this. He's one of the worst, and I'm going to continue doing these videos every time I get enough information to do one for these influencers, because it's just time to expose them. It's so obnoxious. Here's another post. When Nick Fuentes' former friend employee Simon decided he couldn't work 24/7 for Nick unless the minimum wage supports family, Nick threatened Simon with frivolous lawsuits to prevent him from paying for his newborn son's health care. Here the guy tells the story. And then we have Nick openly laughing at supporters. And Milo says, I remember a mentally ill kid who donated loads to him in super chats, crying terrified, and he didn't give a shit. He laughed about several other supposed friends of his going to jail thereafter. He's a psychopath, which is what everybody says. He's a completely narcissistic psychopath, only cares about himself, obviously. And again, he's a liar. He's a freaking liar. Miles, Nick doesn't have principles, only schoolyard feuds and high school girl hate-a-thons. And right here, so this from the J. Nick Neal, who's also been jumping in on the exposure. He always talks about Peter Thiel, but never mentions driving 4 hours to meet a Thiel rep to ask for money. I was there. He had no issue with Thiel when he was trying to get paid until he was told no. Interesting. Nick, the Whitney Webbs of the world, they're the ones going after Peter Thiel like he's the devil. And listen, I don't know. Maybe Peter Thiel secretly is the devil. Maybe Planter is this horrific, terrible thing. But you know what? I've seen enough from Peter Thiel where I could also make a case that maybe he's actually one of the good guys. So, it depends. The evidence just isn't there. It's a lot of speculation. I get why it's there. But it's coming from people I don't trust. And Nick Fuentes being one of the main people. And then there's the whole closet homophobic stuff. Milo makes fun of him here. Heed the hips, not the lips. I mean, who sits like this when you're a guy? That's an issue. But worse than that, we have, this is famous. I've talked about this before, but when he live streamed himself watching gay porn, we'll just watch him bust himself.
And have a great rest of your evening.
There it is.
Americanism, not global.
Click off. Got busted there, Nick. And then I know it's probably not true. It's unsubstantiated. There's nothing behind it. But there's the famous story of the sex tape of Nick Fuentes giving Destiny a BJ. Now listen, like I said, it's unsubstantiated. I'm not saying this one's 100% true, but the fact that it's even out there with all like the other stuff about Nick, makes you think. We know almost certainly he's gay. I mean, he was working with the dude who was a known gay pedophile. We've seen the gay porn thing. I just showed you guys. He's got a lot of the effeminate stuff, and a lot of these people in the influencer sphere are closet homosexual. It's huge in all of this, the media, the politics, DC, the influencer sphere, all of it. So it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I mean, the dude, he absolutely
Friday, but from the week before that, I'll give you a little spoiler alert. It has
he's got that face. I'm sorry. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, listen. It's so important to know who we can trust and can't trust in today's information wars. It's getting harder and harder out there. A recent report came out that says 55 to 60% of activity on the internet is bots. Very little of what we see on social media and in the media sphere is real. Very little of it. These people are built up by bots. Bots promote them, lead us to think they're much more famous than they are, popular than they are. And that helps them promote messages that are actually controlled opposition. Nick Fuentes is one of the worst. And I'm so glad we have people out there with behind the scenes knowledge who've already been canceled and come back so they can't be canceled again like Milo to expose them. I hope you learned some from this video, and I look forward to doing more of these in the future. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.